Most creative professionals have lived this moment. You spend weeks refining a pitch, only to stand before a massive executive desk and wait for a verdict that feels entirely outside your control. Then the feedback arrives. The client squints at the screen and asks if you can make it pop or perhaps give it a bit more edge. This starts a cycle of blind revisions. Instead of following a strategy, you are forced to guess at the unquantifiable gut feelings of a single person in the room. Businesses gamble millions of dollars and thousands of labor hours every day on these unmeasurable aesthetic opinions. The tech industry attempted to bypass this creative bottleneck through automation. If the human review process is too slow, the logic goes, we should simply generate the assets with AI. This approach trades one bottleneck for another. We are now pumping out endless variations of mediocre marketing materials at speeds no human can process. We are expending massive amounts of server energy and generating tons of carbon to create digital content that fails to capture human attention. Generative models can produce infinite variations, but they lack any internal mechanism to measure human taste. To move past this cycle of machine spam and executive guessing, we need a way to quantify subjective human emotion at scale. This requires a perspective shift, viewing the design mood board as a source of empirical data rather than just a collection of reference images. A platform called Constellation executes this by distributing a specific visual prompt to thousands of target audience members simultaneously. Users interact with these images by placing green dots on elements they like and red dots on elements they find off-putting. The software uses a 2-minute timer to filter the results, isolating instinctual knee-jerk reactions from more contemplative choices made seconds later. This data changes the designer's role. They stop arguing about their own artistic preferences and start analyzing objective patterns in audience sentiment. On the back end, thousands of individual interactions are aggregated into heat maps that show exactly where a design is succeeding or failing. Teams can segment this data by demographics, revealing how visual preferences shift across different age groups or social platforms. Executives can use a risk tolerance slider to decide how polarizing a brand should be, using the concentration of red dots to identify where a design might alienate the audience. This methodology was used to test character designs and cast selections for the Legend of Zelda film. By analyzing thousands of reactions to elements from a 40-year-old franchise, the team could identify specific patterns in fan expectations a single creative director might miss. The process translates abstract vibes into mathematical proof, giving creative teams the evidence they need to secure executive approval. Many companies today are rushing to build hyper-complex AI agent workflows for every problem, but often the most effective solution is traditional software architecture. Simple, deterministic logic, like a well-organized folder structure or a basic Python script, often provides more reliability and clarity than a generative model. Automating an AI workflow before standardizing the human thought process only scales existing mistakes. Durable AI proofing relies on knowing exactly when to use simple, reliable tools instead of following the latest algorithmic trends. Left to its own devices, AI automates and accelerates our existing biases and subjective errors. Human friction, taste, and debate have become the most valuable assets in a landscape saturated with automated content. The ideal modern workflow captures highly nuanced human feedback first, using that curated data to guide how machine learning models are applied. A single picture might be worth 1,000 words, but an aggregated visual dataset of human taste provides a clear, actionable map for